Hello, Aries, and welcome to your month of April card reading. And happy birthday, either early birthday or belated birthday, to the first sign in the zodiac. So this is going to be all Aries, and this is going to be a general progression of what we can expect this month, and then we're going to go into more specifics, such as a love reading, abundance reading, a career and life purpose reading. Sorry to see the cards that I pulled. And I'm going to give everybody the option to ask one question. And we're going to get your angel answer for that question. So if you have something in mind, then just keep it in mind now. Or, you might want to wait. It's the very last thing we're going to do. So if you have a question that comes up during the reading, then it would be a good idea. I'll give you a chance to ask it before we pull those cards. Okay, so let's get started for the beginning of April. What is this looking like for you? So the two main tarot cards that came out were both Cups cards. They're both emotional cards. You get the Nine of Cups and you got the Ace of Cups in reverse. So these two pair together. First, the Nine of Cups is talking about fulfillment, emotional fulfillment. And when the Ace of Cups comes in reverse, it's often talking about internal. So I'm feeling like towards the beginning of the month, maybe because it's like gonna be your birthday or just was your birthday, or maybe just what's going on in your life, there's something that is creating a deeper sense of appreciation for yourself, for you. And it could actually be nothing going on in your life. You could just come to this place on your own journey where you recognize that you are worthy of self-love, of self-fulfillment. And so really what I'm feeling like is you want to foster this energy. If you don't feel this energy as you're watching this, foster this energy because it's going to come into play the rest of the month and it sets the tone for the entire month. And I want to show you the clarifying card that I pulled. And this is from the Energy Oracle cards, and this is the Storm Warning in reverse. To me, this is talking about internal storms. And either getting through them or you just have gotten through them. And as you do, you're reaching this place of self-love and self-fulfillment. So the beginning of April is a time to go within and ask, is there anything within me that is taking away from my happiness, my peace, my contentment? For a lot of you, what you've gone through the beginning part of this year is helping you. You got through a storm. And like I said, it's like an internal storm. This is indecision. This is anxiety. This is doubt. This is fear. And the cards are saying that by the beginning of April, you've moved past that. So whatever you've been doing to work on yourself has been working. It's been paying off. And you see that through all these beautiful, emotional, internal cards. So you're really getting to a place that's like whatever goes on in the outside, like you're cool with right now because you're feeling good. And remember, this is the energy that I feel is going to underlie the rest of the reading. So let's move on, to about the second week of April, and you got the World in reverse. And this is talking about a shift. Something is shifting. And I want to immediately show you the clarifying card because it does bring perspective to this. So you got the Angel of Balance in reverse also. Again, what I'm feeling like is this is an internal balance. You are recognizing what takes you out of balance internally. Indecision, doubting yourself, all that kind of stuff. You're bringing that into balance, and as you do, your world is shifting. So it's like shifting the inside, bringing that into balance, and then just by doing so, you automatically bring the areas in your life that seem a little out of whack back into balance, and there is a brand new beginning for you this month. So the World card, if it's upright, if it's in reverse, it's a very positive card. There's nothing really negative to say about this. So coming from that place of self-love, finding that internal balance, you're starting something new, you're starting something fresh, or you're preparing to start something new or fresh at least. And it's positive. It's really, really good. So let's move on to about the third week. And you got another Cups card, another emotional card, and this is the Eight of Cups in reverse. Again, I feel like you're just walking away from things that don't serve you internally, walking away from emotions that made you feel stuck or stagnant or not good enough. You are permanently, that's what I'm feeling, especially because it came after the World card, you're permanently walking away from these things. Something that maybe you've been struggling with, I'm feeling like anxiety, that word came into my mind, so that might be speaking to a few of you. Fear, doubt, anger maybe, you've been trying to overcome this. You've been trying to transmute it. You've been trying to shift this pattern. This is a month where you're able to do so. But it all starts, remember, with finding that balance within yourself and that love within yourself. But by the middle to the end of the month, you're really walking away from this for good. And let me show you the clarifying card that we got. The Sun, which is number 1. This is brand new beginnings. You're walking away, and this can, for some of you, be a situation. It can be a situation that does not serve you any longer. For some of you, it might be both, internally and externally. But whatever it is you're walking away from is bringing in something brand new, something bright, something beautiful, what you've been wanting to manifest possibly. I'm hearing, for a lot of you, it's a new beginning that you can't imagine. Like you haven't been able to imagine, but you kind of just flow right into it. Because this is a month, we got so much water cards. We got all water cards basically, and then a couple major arcana. It's about flow. It's about finding that just state of presence and being and mindfulness this month, and going where the energy takes you, but doing every single piece of it from a place where you are honoring and loving yourself. And if you do that, this month is the energy is ushering in brand new, beautiful beginnings for you. So let's see what the end of the month is. Another beginnings card. This is the Judgment card. This is a card about resurrection. This is a card, especially when it comes after the Eight of Cups, because the Eight of Cups in reverse is talking about feeling stuck or stagnant. And then the Judgment card is coming out of that stuck or stagnant place, being born again. Almost. It's just such a fresh, new energy, and you're getting there by the end of this month. Let me show you the clarifying cards. The first one you got was the second chakra, which is your sacral chakra, which is the element associated with your second chakra is water. Water, 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 water. The Judgment card, if you can see, or if you know what this card looks like, they're in water. There is a fluidity. It might be a good month for you to get around water. Intentionally go to a lake, a beach, a pond, get a fountain for your house. Like intentionally go where there is water and feel that energy, because that is the energy that you are wanting to embrace this month. This is also talking about inner child healing. So again, we got a lot of emotional cards. Emotions come up that stem from the inner child, and those are the ones that hold us back, right? That's where the fear comes up, and the not worthy comes up, and the lack of self-love comes up. It's that inner child pain. And I'm feeling like since this came up at the end of the reading, since it came up with the rebirth card, feeling like you will, by the end of this month, have done a ton of inner child healing, and just ready to start fresh and new without that pain that you've been carrying around possibly your entire life or most of your life. Let's see what the second card is. Woman holding a coin in reverse. This is knowing your worth. That's exactly what this means. It comes in reverse, so again, internal. All these cards are internal, but you're seeing a reflection on your outside too. But they all want to say it starts from within you. So if you're wanting to see more abundance in your life, then the way to do this is to value yourself, is to cherish yourself. Show yourself every day how much you value yourself. Tell yourself with your words, with your thoughts, with your actions, how much you value yourself. And by the end of this month, I'm feeling like you're going to be strong. You're going to be ready for whatever these next steps are. You're not going to have this emotional baggage, for lack of a better term, that's been holding you back, maybe subconsciously for forever. You're really getting through that. But none of these cards are heavy. So I'm not feeling like this is going to be like a battle against your ego or a battle against your shadow side. Again, it's just a flow. It's just that fluidity. Yeah. It's a natural process. So let's go ahead and get some clarifying cards, starting with a love reading. Okay? So your love reading, I pulled from the Psychic Tarot of the Heart, and 2 cards came out for you. Number 1 is Choose Your Battles. And then the second card is Nurture, which is the Empress in the traditional tarot. And so the Choose Your Battles is if you're in a relationship this month, it's just kind of like a little bit of a caution, like, it might not be worth it. Just be aware. And I'm also hearing set boundaries for yourself. You teach others how to treat you, right? We all teach others how to treat us. So you don't necessarily have to come from a place of anger, but come from a place of honoring yourself and self-love. And that's going to help you naturally choose your battles, right? And so if you're single, this could just be talking about, really what I'm getting is, again, going with the flow. That is just the theme here. So you might meet somebody who is not your typical type, and your ego might resist it, but it might be a good month in terms of just dating to have fun. Like, it's not like a month to be super serious. So date somebody you normally wouldn't if you're single, and just see where it goes. And if you're in a relationship, be mindful. Just be mindful of times where you're getting a little irritated and ask where it's coming from. Is it because you're feeling like you're not being honored, that you're not being respected? And come from that place of self-love and self-respect first, and then approach your relationship from there. A lot of times, just speaking from personal experience, I'm not an Aries, I'm a Taurus. I have a lot of close Aries in my life, though, so I love you guys. Just personal experience. Sometimes our relationships trigger us, but they trigger something that needs healed within us. But we take it out on the other person, say, if you change, then it will be better. And sometimes the other person does need to make changes for, to be respectful of the relationship and to find that compromise. And so I'm not taking away from that. But what I'm feeling like from these cards is if you do find yourself triggered, go within and ask, is this triggering something within me that provides me an opportunity to heal from it, that provides me an opportunity to walk away from these triggers or these emotions that don't serve me? And then the second love card you got was Nurture, which is talking about a new beginning. This can be a new beginning in your current relationship. Could be a new relationship in general, but you're wanting to nurture it. And again, you start this through self-love, loving yourself, repeating how much you love yourself, feeling how much you love yourself, and as you do that, you nurture your relationships. So if you have, and we got a lot of new beginning cards, we got a lot of emotional healing cards, so this is going to play out differently for everybody since it's a general reading. However, we're getting a pretty clear message that something new is being born for your relationships. So this month is a time to nurture it. So we got the resurrection or the judgment card at the end of the month. So if you are trying to foster a healthier relationship, or if you're trying to foster a good relationship, like this is a month to just nurture it and come from that place with like not a lot of expectations. Again, just going with the energy, nurturing yourself, nurturing your partner if you have one, and that's going to lead to something really good when it comes to relationships. Okay, so let's now go into your career life purpose reading. This is whatever life purpose means to you. It can be a job, it can be a business, it could be a side hustle. It can be being a parent or a volunteer, like whatever this means for you. Divine guidance is the main card that you got for this. And what this says is the ideas you're receiving are heaven-sent answers to your prayers. And I want to show you the card that came out with it. Journaling. This is a good month. Since you're kind of going, this isn't a transformative energy, but it's not a very harsh energy. So what's going to happen is you're likely going to get a lot of weird intuitions or insights, and you're being encouraged to journal them and not doubt them, even if they make no sense at all. Just write them down. And if you're able to do this, and again, go with the flow. I sound like a broken record, but that's the theme. If you're able to do this, I'm feeling like by the end of the month, you might have a lot of clarity. But it's not going to be clear all at once. Some of you might get like a super incredible intuition that, leads you through this. But I'm feeling like for most, it's going to be little snippets. Write them down at the end of the month. Read your journal and see how the divine has spoken to you. And don't doubt them. And that's why it's good just to write them down too. Because sometimes we are too scared to act on a very strange intuition or an intuition that induces fear right when we get it. But if you write it down and you keep doing that, like there's no harm in writing it down, right? You don't have to make any big changes when you write it down. You just jot it down really quick. And so that takes the fear out of it. And then you can go back later and read it and see how divinely guided it was and see how much it makes sense for you. Okay, so let's now move on to abundance. And the abundance card that you got, what's going to help your abundance this month is exercise to increase your energy and manifestation abilities. I'm just feeling like this is a month for you. Like I said, get around water, go out hiking. Taking care of you is going to manifest in your outside world. And that's what the whole spread is about. And that's what's occurring with your abundance too. So this isn't a card of, make a giant business decision. Although if you are given these intuitions, go with it. There's a lot of good energy here for you to go with it. But I'm feeling like for most of you watching this, it's really taking care of yourself. Taking care of yourself, showing yourself love with all of your actions, whether that's exercise, whether that's cutting back on exercise and getting more rest maybe for some. Maybe that's, adding in yoga or Tai Chi or Qigong or some sort of energy practice, like meditating more, eating healthy, like whatever it is that shows you, your mind, your body, your spirit, that you love you. Do it. And this is going to increase your abundance because you're going to shift your vibration and it's going to create changes and help you align with abundance in your outside world. So I want you to think of that question now. We're down to the last, actually 2 cards came out. The last 2 cards. Think of your question. You have it, and I'll show you what came out. The first card we got was abundance. Now this can be talking about whatever your question was, then that means that there is an abundance of that. So if it was a love question, then yes, it's an abundance. If it was a finance question, you got that abundance is coming. There's just an abundance of energy pouring in when you take a look at this card. And she's holding this bin of gold and it's just pouring from her. And that's what you're doing. You are creating so much within yourself that's just going to begin to overflow, and you are attracting so much abundance by doing so. And let me show you the other card that you got. And this is yes, exclamation point. This is a strong yes. So I'm not going to explain any more about that because, it's kind of self-explanatory. But put these 2 cards into the perspective of the question that you asked. Yes, and there will be abundance as a result. Okay, so thank you so much for tuning in. My name is Rachel. I'm the owner of Reiki with Rachel, where you can get personal card readings and distance energy healing sessions. I also have tons of downloads that deal with anything from law of attraction to eliminating blocks to finances and abundance and all kinds of good stuff. So I'll link to all of that below. I'm wishing you a beautiful, beautiful April. So much love and light.